Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Timo from Flipping Central back with another video. So today I want to do like a little, not necessarily like an experiment per se, but I was chilling, right? I went to Micro Center, like as I do. Got me like a little Ryzen 5 bundle, and they had this RX 9060 XT. It's an 8GB, but it's a fully white XFX model for $279.99, which is under retail value. So I decided, boom, I already have some white parts. I have like this little nice, white CPU cooler. I have obviously this white GPU now, and I have a fully all white ATX PC cooler case. And that was actually a deal that I found and I posted in my server. So you guys would have saw that there. And then obviously silver RAM, silver motherboard. I think the whole entire build is going to be kind of cohesive. It's going to look nice, but I wanted to kind of slap this together. But as well, I wanted to run some benchmarks and ask the question, is 8GB of VRAM really enough in 2025? Because that's really been the talking point. And I've had a 16GB 9060 XT, ran a couple benchmarks with it, had a different processor, but I wanted to kind of compare with that. And then as well, I have an RTX 5060 that I can compare with. All right, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead, put this build together. Next, we're gonna benchmark it. And then lastly, of course, go ahead, list it for sale, because this wouldn't be a Flipping Central video if we were not flipping the PC in question. So let's go ahead, start getting everything together, and then we can go from there.
So as far as the specs for this build, we have a Ryzen 5 9600X. For our motherboard, we have an Asus B650M Prime AX. For our CPU cooler, we have an Occupus 120mm, basically just regular tower cooler. I believe it's called the A40. And then for our RAM, we have 32GB of KingBank 6000 MHz RAM. For our SSD, we have a Silicon Power A60 1TB SSD. For our graphics card, we have the XFX RX 9060 XT 8GB variant. For our power supply, we have a high-powered 500-watt bronze unit. And then for our case, we have the CPS C3 D510 case.
So we're back at the desk. It's been a minute since we've been back at this desk, but we're back. So right now we have obviously our 9060 XT PC in front of us, and I just wanted to go through, quickly take you through all of the test suite, the settings that we're going to be running the games at, things like that, before we actually dive into the benchmarks themselves. So for our games that we're going to be testing today, we have 9 games. We have Valorant, we have Marvel Rivals, we have Apex Legends, we have Fortnite, we have GTA 5 Enhanced Edition, we have Cyberpunk 2077, we have Forza Horizon 5, we have Monster Hunter Wilds, and then last but not least, we have Black Myth Wukong. So every single game we're going to be testing at high settings, and we're going to be testing them at 1080p as well as 1440p, and we're not going to be using any DLSS, any FSR, none of that, because I wanted to make it as fair as possible. So yeah, no frame generation. I know like obviously a lot of the press and things like that, a lot of people like to test with FSR and DLSS. I feel like it kind of taints the results a little bit, and that's why I'm going to be going off of purely just raster performance. And we also do have the RTX 5060 here as well that we're going to be pairing it and actually pitting it right up against. That should be a nice little pair. And yeah, let's go ahead, get everything benchmarked, get all of our numbers, and then we can go through that together. So yeah. right, guys, so what do you think? Do you feel like 8 gigabytes is just kind of a waste nowadays, or is it still viable? Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Personally, I feel like for 1080p, it's still relatively viable depending on what you play, right? So if we're talking about esports games, or if we're talking about mainly like first-person shooters, stuff like that, that doesn't use nearly as much VRAM, I feel like it's not that big of a deal. And even some story games to a certain extent, especially like a lot of older ones that at the time, higher-end cards only had 8 gigabytes of VRAM, I think you can get away with it now. But if we're talking about newer titles, if we're talking about 1440p, 8 gigabytes is not enough. I'm just gonna be honest. Even though like I was kind of impressed, especially for 279. Like, I think this is a pretty decent value for 279, but obviously going into the future, it's not going to be as strong as if you just went ahead and spent the extra $50 or $70 to get a 16 gigabyte variant, which is A, out of the box going to perform better, but B, it's going to last you a lot longer because, you know, all these newer games, they need more VRAM, and that card is just going to have it, whereas this card does not. Now, I was messing around with this card a little bit more, and honestly, like, for the stuff that I play personally, like it was running fine, but obviously, like, again, I primarily play first-person shooters and stuff like that when I do get the chance to actually play games. Now, I did actually test this card on stream a little bit because I wanted to see how would it fare as well, because I know a lot of people who are even budget buyers, a lot of them still want to do things like streaming and stuff like that, and content creation, because I mean, shoot, bro, everyone's I mean, damn near everyone wants to be a content creator, bro. Shoot, myself included. I mean, even for that, like I said, I think the same thing kind of applies. It's like, if we're talking first-person shooters, if we're talking like your Apex, your Valorant, or your, you know, Marvel Rivals, even, you know, probably a little bit of Call of Duty, stuff like that, as long as you have a good, you know, CPU to pair with it, I think you'll be fine. But again, 16 gigabytes is just superior. Like, there's not really too much to say there. Now, at 1440p, this card is a completely different story. If we're talking in the realm of like AAA games, story games, stuff like that, Monster Hunter Wilds, while, you know, obviously it's not the best optimized, only getting 42 FPS on average is not great. Even our 5060 here, it was only able to get a 46. So, I mean, it kind of, the same rule kind of applies for both cards, honestly, even though they were pretty neck and neck. I'll put the average FPS in, you know, both resolutions with both cards up here. At 1080p, not that bad. 1440, not that great. So now with frame generation on both of these cards, they would have done like a lot better. But like I said, I wanted to make it as fair as possible, apples to apples. I know DLSS, like, as far as I know, it's quite a bit better than AMD's FSR, but FSR is not too far behind. So you can definitely get a good playable experience on both cards if we, you know, went ahead and actually put on frame generation. But I wanted to kind of keep the results as pure as possible, just go off of rasterization performance. And it's really hard to recommend these cards, especially when you can go out on the used market. You could get yourself an RTX 3080, you can maybe get yourself a 6800 XT, and those cards have 10 gigabytes and 16 gigabytes of VRAM respectively, and they're both also just genuinely better cards as far as rasterization performance. Now, obviously, like, they're going to be using older versions of FSR and DLSS, but still, those cards are both going to be quite a bit better than the 9060 XT and the 5060, and both of them can be had in and around the $350 range. I see the Dell 3080s, they pop up for like $300 on eBay all the time, right? So it's like, should you go ahead, should you buy something like this, or should you just go ahead and buy a Dell 3080? You know, it's kind of a debacle there. Obviously, the biggest difference is just gonna be like power draw, and those are both cards, the 6800 XT and the 3080, those are both cards that released in 2020, but it's just something to think about. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and let me know which card you guys would pick. Would you go with the 9060 XT or the 5060, or would you go the used route and get yourself a 3080 or a 6800 XT? Let me know down below. This video did take a good bit longer to actually make, but let me know if you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I'll go ahead, definitely get some more of these out for you guys, but let me know down below. And with that out of the way, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see ya.